So starting the test drive in this Q50, pretty quick, just a little bit of hesitation getting started here. We are in the sport mode. I'm gonna put the steering wheel down a little bit so I can see, put it in the manual mode, and we're gonna see how it actually shifts there. So the shifts are pretty quick when you use the paddle shifters, and it does make it much more fun. I will say it does give me like Maxima vibes. Now, of course, it has that big V6, but with this one not having a CVT, it does feel more traditional. And even though it only has 269 pound-feet of torque, you get that feeling of pull as you get up in the RPMs there. We're gonna come out of here and give it something. And again, it's a quick car. Just as it's gotten older, again with almost 83,000 miles, it's not as flawless as I'm sure it was brand new. Now overall, in terms of the ride quality, it does, now this is a rough stretch of road, and it's choppy as it is, but especially with these thinner tires and then having these 19-inch alloy wheels, you're feeling the road and you're hearing it a bit. Not anything that's overly bothersome, but it is there. Now this Sport Tune suspension is actually very good in terms of just the driving aspect here. I feel like this is a fun car to drive. The suspension is comfortable yet sporty, if that makes sense. Now with it being on the stiffer side, it does make you kind of want to put your foot into it a lot more. And I'm gonna say the premium, the Q50 Premium as opposed to this Sport here, is probably a bit more plush on the inside as well as the ride quality. But I do love the more sportier suspension. Now this car this one in particular has a deluxe technology in that navigation package, but there was an option, I don't know if it was a driver assist or something along those lines, but that gave you I believe the blind spot monitors. I know it gave you the adaptive cruise and the lane keeping system. It wasn't a lane centering, but it was pretty ahead of its time, I think. In 2014, 2015 when these came out, it was just crazy to have that kind of tech in a vehicle, let alone an Infiniti. I mean, you'd expect that there, but I mean, I don't know if anybody else really had it out to that level other than like Lexus, Mercedes. But the car's been in sport mode this entire time, and I will say I like that it doesn't just keep the revs high. It drives normally. It just, the throttle response is better. But we're gonna go ahead and give it some throttle here. I'm gonna use the paddles. this thing is, wow. So I got a little burnout there. I've taken that ramp so many times. I've never done that. So, wow. Yeah, this thing is quick. And again, it's fun too. I was not expecting. Yeah, that was awesome. I've driven a, I think it was an 18 Q50 was the Red Sport 400. Now that was nasty quick, but it's crazy that this stock 3.7 V6 gets up like that. Very impressed. And what makes this car so impressive is the 7-speed automatic, just having that ability to manually shift at your fingertips. It's an all-around good car. I think you're able to get close to 30 miles per gallon with these. Maybe we'll see on here the average. Well, that's not correct. But it's very impressive for what it is. It is a luxury car, and I mean, these are bringing, again, 50 grand sticker prices, a little higher depending on how you equipped them, but still, I mean, it's impressed me, especially with it being older, having some miles on it, not being in the shape that it was when it was brand new, and still pulling like it is, still being as comfortable as it is, still driving as it is. I can't be mad at that, definitely. Now, as we get on the interstate here and I'm driving down the road, I can feel in the foot, I can feel in the gas pedal, the road, but ride quality is very good. And again, with the Sport Tune suspension, it's still stiff, but it's actually kind of smooth too. And wind noise as the wind picks up here, just a little intrusive, but I mean, the gusts are like 40 miles an hour, so nothing that I'd be used to. So I'm sure the cabin acoustics in here are pretty good. But I think still a good car used, and it definitely still has the power. I'll give it that. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2015 Infiniti Q50 Sport.